Hello, my name is William Hain, and I will be your moderator for a series of webinars presented by Outdoor Biker. Over the course of these presentations, we will discuss techniques to safely navigate some of the most common situations encountered by scooter and motorcycle riders. With the world's highest density of scooters, you will be centimeters from a fellow rider or vehicle. You must be able to quickly assess a situation for potential safety or danger. You must also have techniques for maneuvering safely in any situation. This applies especially to the common practice of lane splitting and lane filtering. Basically, lane splitting is getting ahead of slow-moving traffic by using any reasonable gaps between lanes to move to the head of the line. Lane filtering is essentially the same, except the traffic being passed is not moving. This may seem to be a trivial distinction, but the law is different for each activity. If you have a white scooter plate, you may lane split. As to the other two conditions, driving outside the motorcycle lanes or failing to maintain a safe distance, that may be the law, but they are generally ignored in reality. If you have a yellow or red plate, you may only lane filter, meaning only move ahead when traffic is stopped. Of course, green and white plate scooters can filter as well, so at a stoplight it can be a giant tapestry with bikes moving every which way to get ahead of the line. The potential for danger in all of this chaos is self-evident. We are all aware of the term misinformation. It exists when describing motorcycling behavior as well. Everyone does it, so it must be safe. Only if you have the technique, skill, and practical experience to do so, and the conditions allow for safe execution. Speed is a factor in lane splitting, but only enough speed to A, keep the bike upright and stable, and B, to allow for all unexpected eventualities. Fast is not necessarily part of that equation. Of course you can try to pass anyone, anywhere, anytime. But should you? Again, conditions dictate when you should and should not lane split. Who you pass is also an important factor, and where you pass can be influenced by something as simple as the paint on the roadway. So, as with all myths, a grain of truth and a larger lie. As a rule of thumb, go only 10 kpm faster than the traffic you are passing, but be ready to adjust speed up or down based on your observations of the surrounding traffic. Just as you did for the 7-second strip test on your exam, keep your head and eyes up, focused on the road ahead, not on your mirrors. If you look at your mirrors, your bike will likely inch closer in the direction of your vision and cause a collision. Remember, where you look, there you will go. Have your hands slightly resting on the front brake, ready to apply it. Your thumb pressure will keep the throttle open. Keep your RPM up and slightly drag or apply gentle pressure on the rear brake. This will keep the bike maintaining its gyroscopic balance based on engine speed while keeping your speed under control. All these manipulations are slight, not exaggerated, but gentle. If you want to stay healthy, you absolutely must assume that you are invisible to other traffic. The fact that you want to jump the queue does not mean that anyone else cares or is giving you any attention. Staying out of their blind spots with your headlight on is about your best move in this maneuver. As you ride, focus intently on the surrounding traffic, looking at front wheels and drivers' heads and to sense when a lane change might occur. At the same time, consciously search for a way out of the trouble should it arise. That may mean hanging back a bit or adjusting your speed as you pass. Because the roadway markings are slippery, try to avoid them. And when fear overcomes you and you fear that you might not make it, stop doing it. Take a look at this image. and imagine yourself in any one of these positions indicated by the arrows. To the driver, you are invisible. You do not exist. Even when traveling or not lane splitting, the driver cannot see you. Caution, graphic content. Follow the arrows and notice that the driver is minding his own business. The only thing he could have done is checked his rearview mirrors more often and gotten out of the way immediately. The squeeze play is a common occurrence on the busy roads of Taiwan. The moral of the story is do not play between trucks. You cannot win. Do not lane split between trucks or towed vehicles. When the driver first sees the trucks there, he should have backed off the throttle and abandoned the lane split. Please note that a hand hits the ground first, which is a clear incentive to wear gloves. Large trucks and towed vehicles are similar in that most large trucks are towing a trailer, which is articulated and free to move on its own. This presents great danger because of the lack of its predictability. As soon as the trailer first begins to wiggle, get back, stay out of the way, pull over, or do anything to avoid the inevitable impending disaster. Perhaps the most familiar disaster scenario we all know involves parked cars. Drivers lose sight of what is behind them when they open a car door, and that is why we as scooter motorcycle drivers must pay more attention than they are paying. We all know what is coming. We all know that sickening feeling when the car door opens 2 feet in front of us. Message: do not lane split when parked cars are present. So let's review. Always, always, always assume that you are invisible, because to many drivers you are not there. Help yourself and others by staying out of the blind spots and do everything you can to make yourself seen. Turn on your bright headlight. Develop that sense of when a car is likely to change lanes and put you at risk. Watch tires, eyes, heads, holes in traffic, and plan ahead for where you can go to get out of a jam. And above all, you do not have to do this. No one is forcing you to lane split. So if you are scared or in doubt about your safe success, just stop. Get back in line and breathe easily. The staff at Biker and I hope that this webinar and those that will follow will give you tools in your driving toolbox that will add to your ability to drive safely in Taiwan traffic. There is nothing like experience to teach you how to be safe, but having a mental file of techniques and visualization can help you while you face gaining this driving experience. There are specific techniques, specific actions that you can take to avoid contact with the road and other vehicles, but these must be internalized so that you can recall them while you're driving and they are ready to use when you really need them. The team at Biker and Live in Taiwan stands ready to assist you in getting the training you need before you get your car or scooter license and offers you outings to help you practice your skills after you are licensed. If you have specific questions or comments about the presentation, please email me at william@outdoorbiker.com. I look forward to responding to you or directing you to an additional resource. Contact the team via the email, website, or QR codes listed on this slide and receive the individual assistance you may need regarding driving or, through Live in Taiwan, living life in general in Taiwan. The team is ready to serve you. Thank you.